exactly. And it was, I mean, it's just, when you look back on it, it's comical how ridiculous it all was.
But we bought it.
Yeah, which is
But we bought it, and
scary.
it brings you to today, because, you know, I mean, I talk about the politics of the day quite often, and I think, you know, we want to ignore the fact that, you know, the person who seems to be getting most of the retribution and the angst, who is in the leadership position, is nothing more than a symptom of the rest of society, who has been looking for some broad excuse to hate.
Yeah.
And so they have a reason now. They got a leader who hates, and so if he can hate, then so can I.
Yeah.
And that's when you look at cannabis and you think, how can people who claim to be so worried about their health care and so worried about affording health care want to ignore something that is so affordable when it comes to health care?
Big pharma.
Oh, no question.
It's just so obvious that there is a business that is created and generated through illness.
Yes.
And so when people are ill, they make money. When people are sick, or when people are not, then they can't.
Correct.
And so that is, I think, the biggest roadblock that we're going to have to face esoterically and physically, like as we go through the next stages of cannabis.
And what you're doing is literally providing people a simple way to understand, but also help to get their bodies into a homeostatic situation where they are more or less susceptible to illness through infusion of cannabis. You know, you got to, and that's another one. You just stop and think. We look back to the Industrial Revolution, and we think it's the Industrial Revolution that's caused all of the new and varied types of illnesses we have. But the Industrial Revolution coincided with the prohibition of cannabis, the fact that families that, you know, when 90% of the people on the planet are eating a porridge of hemp almost every day, getting cannabinoids into their system and charging their endocannabinoid system, helping that to ward off illness, then all of a sudden you stop. Boom, completely. Now we've got generations that have not consumed cannabis. The endocannabinoid system is sitting there begging for something to help stimulate it and not getting it. So therefore, opens us up to, I think, other sicknesses that we really would have probably never seen at the level that we see now had we continued to consume hemp. We can go on this one for days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right?
I mean, we could go down that rabbit hole for sure. About
Absolutely.
How population, different ways in which